Okay, hello everybody. How are we doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to another Valorant live stream. Tonight we're gonna have a little bit of Valorant for you guys. We'll be watching Team Smite as they face off. Against Blaze Esports.
Can someone invite Christian, pastor?
Yeah, I'm in.
Switch over to attackers coach.
Okay, sorry about that. So tonight we have a little bit of Valorant for you guys, as we prepare here. Currently just getting in the lobby and everything. But yes, so we will have Team Smite versus Blaze Esports. This is a big match for Smite as we continue to talk about this match right here. We have a potential div up match for for Team Smite. So currently playing a 4v5 for a Div 2 team to potentially go up to Div 2 themselves. So a lot of pressure on them. I know Coach Ben has been working on some crazy strategies that they're going to try out this game, and honestly, I'm just as excited, if not maybe a little more than you guys are, to see some of these strategies. So if the team locks in, they can definitely handle this team. And you know, as we continue to get some agents here selected and everything, you know, the energy in here is great so far. Everyone's having a really good time, and they're taking this seriously because they want to win. Obviously, you know, we'd love to get a blowout win, but that all depends on how we play. And we do have some favor again with that 4v5, but the other team's ranks are pretty high, so we could see, you know, very interesting plays from the other team that could potentially catch Smite a little off guard. So, you know, obviously as the game goes, we'll have to see how it goes, and you know, we'll have to nitpick a little bit to see what Smite can do, to see if they can handle kind of higher level competition. It'll be really interesting to see just how much they do handle it, and if they're, you know, blowing this team out of the water, if they're handling it really well. They are messing around, having some fun right now before they get locked in. So it's always great to see. You know, a team with good energy, especially have a good coach. And I'm currently getting waved at by a couple kids, so I will wave back, as you all probably just saw. But looking forward to seeing it. And we are locked in here, so we will switch to game cam. Okay, real quick, talk about the agents here on Smite. We have Evan on Omen as Thunder. We have Evie as Animal Team on Gecko. We have Raptor or Colin on Clove. We have Jammer7 or Little Ben on Raze. And finally, most certainly
how exactly
not least, we have Cerebral Ray, aka Lynn, on Fade. So, something that Coach Ben has been cooking up that I actually can talk a little bit about is this comp is a little different. So, we see a 2-2-1 kind of stack. So, essentially, to break that down a little bit, so we see one duelist, 2 sentinels, and oh my gosh, I keep saying the wrong terms. We have 1 duelist, 2 initiators, and 2 smokes. There we go. But the interesting thing about this is that when you have a comp like this, you kind of split up what you are allowed to do. You know, typically we might see a sentinel, we might see 2 duelists and 1 initiator. So really interesting to see. If you see a quick peek there, or a quick kill, on the Little Ben. And looks like we're 5 stacking A here. Lynn getting a really good pick to start out. And kind of trading so far. Unfortunately, Evie down, but Evan does get the trade. So And Evan gets knocked, or gets killed there. Let's see. Oh, that's a good flash. Fortunately, Lynn called out a little bit by herself here. Has to fight a
One enemy remaining.
Gets one. Just a 1v1. Lynn could potentially clutch this up for her team. She's going to use her ability there. And unfortunately just misses a couple shots and just kind of whiffs. But really a great round from Lynn. I mean, we saw a couple picks there. And I think that's going to set the pace of this game, you know, even though that this Blaze Esports is down a man, that they are still very good and they will compete even down a man. And I think our team has to lock in a little bit and really focus up to make sure that we are putting as much pressure on Blaze as we can, because we have all-time advantage with them being down a man, and we want to make sure we're using that to the best of our ability. So we'll switch here. We'll watch Evie for a little bit to see what she can do. So right now it looks like we have maybe a split push, maybe some fake smokes going. Looks like a slow push through hookah potentially coming out. We'll continue to see what this builds to. So far, no one really moving. We do have a slow push. Does look like he's going to go to hookah. So, and with the no Cypher on the other team, you don't have to worry about the traps or the trip mines. So, a little more easy to take a site here. And looks like we are going to start fast pushing. Someone ratting in the corner. Looks like they don't find him. It's probably the Yoru. We do have Spike planted. It's currently a 4v3. Currently, yep, 43. See if unfortunately Evie gets blinded and then gets picked off. Just Evan now. Let's see if he can clutch up. He gets two. He's going to use his teleport here to reposition. He doesn't need to reload. Still 59 health. Still has some time. He does see the Yoru. Let's see if he can get him. He's playing smart so far. The live pings you see information. He does get the blind through. Doesn't get swung. And unfortunately, Evan there just called out with a little bit of gun differential. Having the Bulldog is pretty crucial in a round like this. So, again, a little unlucky from Evan. Just again the gun differential. So we're actually gonna find Colin. So probably a full buy this round. Probably a fourth full buy for the first round from our team. You see Evan with 4 kills, Lynn with 2, and unfortunately no one else with any. So they're gonna really have to turn it up here and kind of lock in to see if they can get some kills. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to start to put a little bit more pressure on Blaze as we continue to go forward, and them just kind of honestly catching us off guard. You know, them just kind of handling us is not great. So it's very interesting to see. Sorry, my mouse is pushing.
There.
Anyway, we do have Spike down, and there we go. We have a quick 2, and finally some more people getting involved in the kills. We have a quick 3K. So right now a 5v1 here, and Colin just has the game sense just right through the boxes and senses that he's there, and he gets the kill. So currently, you know, back to a 2v1, very winnable for this Smite team. As you can see, they handled Blaze right there. So they need to continue this momentum, though. They need to keep up this pressure and everything for them to really put pressure on this Blaze Esports team. Okay, looks like we might be seeing a little split push here. Both probably going to A still, but still a split push nonetheless. There we go. So as we continue here, Evan here gets a quick 1. So already 5v3, which is what we love. Fine here. Little Ben getting another one. So we do have some intel. Evi's going to see if she can find him. Evie there gets the gecko. And again, a quick round there. And as we see, as we get a little more aggressive and start to play a little smarter, we're getting these kills no problem. So if we just lock in, we can handle this team. Smite honestly just has to play together. And if they continue to play together like they have the past 2 rounds, they should have no problem. Sorry about that. And looks like we could potentially see a full B push long.
Okay, buddies, focus up.
We continue to build out here. We do have 2 ults, so we could potentially see a Gecko ult this round. or even an Omen ult. Omen ult used more so for repositioning, so maybe not as crucial as some of the other ults, but we are going to see the Gecko ult, and should be checking corners here. She is going to check as many places as she can. She does find one. Unfortunately, doesn't get the detain off on her, but now they have the intel. They know site's free, and they can just kind of play plan here and hold. So let's continue to see what they do. We're going to continue to watch Evie here. Unfortunately, and Evie gets one on the Neon. She does find the Yoru. Let's see if she gets him. Decides not to take the fight. Does get the Gecko, though. Shoots the flash, unfortunately, from the Yoru and does get eliminated. So let's see. We have Colin and Lynn here, and they know exactly where Yoru's at. So unless he repositions, they can just kind of hold the spot and wait. And he did teleport, and Colin, if the quick flick gets him, really tactical. And Evie on the with the assist on that kill. So Smite playing much better. Obviously, first 2 rounds were maybe we weren't fully locked in, maybe we were unfocused or whatever it may be, but fully back now, and they brought the game back and now are in advantage. So
stay focused.
it looks like we're gonna see a full push showers here. So I do know Coach Ben was working on some strategies, more so defensive strategies on this map, so we're really interested to see what happens when we switch defense and see that is exactly what we talked about. We talked about playing as a team, and they play as a team there, and again, yeah, sure, they're hurt, but no kill coming through on anyone. So now currently a 5v2. Gecko does get some quick kills. No one can find him. And Lynn here left all alone and super low health. She's going to have to play this really safe, really smart to get this round. Unfortunately, the Gecko there flashed, and they both just kind of rush her at the same time, and they're going to get the defuse. Yep, I mean, we heard Coach Ben just say it, and he's completely right. We just have to calm down with the aiming. And we had 4 people shooting at that Gecko, and no one ended up finding him. So that is not very clinical aim-wise from Smite. They definitely need to log in with that. Looks like we are going to see Lynn ult here. I cannot totally explain that ult because I do not totally know what it does, but... And we see Blaze Esports having 3 ults, so I would suspect potentially a Neon ult here. Wow. You see Reyna gets a very quick aggressive peek. They're going to have to be aware of that peek. Evie, though, there gets a quick cleanup. Let's find Evie here. She actually eliminates one of the ults, so there goes the Neon ult. Looks like we're actually going to rotate here. Probably a decision from Evie, which is a good decision at this point, especially knowing that at least 2 are at A site. Full rotate to be long. Team shortly behind her. We hear some audio cues here, so they do have to play this a little safely. They do know Gecko is somewhere near, but we're going to see another Gecko all here from Evie this time. They used it last time, but not finding anyone on site. She does find the Gecko and does get the detain. We might see the push, we might not. You're the elbow. No one checked elbow. And unfortunately now, they do have the smoke there, but... And here comes the opposition Gecko ult. Probably going to find at least Little Ben. Does find him. Could see the push there. Little Ben going to back up and play with his team. Does have his gun back. We're actually going to find Little Ben here. See, he does get the Gecko, which is crucial. But the UR quickly picks it up. They know exactly where he's at, so they just continue to play this together. They know where
player standing. One enemy
remaining. Lynn gets the Euro on Spike.
Where are you?
Lynn knows roughly where the Reyna is at, but does have to play careful. Gets a couple shots, gets danked a couple times, gets a couple more shots, and both caught in a reload. Both caught in a reload, just staring at each other. But unfortunately, the Reyna didn't have enough time, so we take that W. If you're in Lynn's shoes, there, you just take that W and you go next. You recollect yourself and you lock back in as much as you can after that showing. Add some comedy to our match while we're casting up here, which is always great.
Their fears betrayed them.
All right, looks like we're having a split push A here again.
Enemy A.
We haven't watched Colin a lot, so we're going to switch to Colin here.
Dropping smokes.
And it looks like smokes come out, and they do know one was in showers. They're going to have to check these corners. No one found. And they are going to contest site here. Lots of smokes on site. Kind of one of the benefits of running the 2-smoke comp. And Neon going to get a quick pick on Evan there. Although Evie gets a quick pick on the Reyna, and Colin gets a run and gun on the Neon. So very crucial for them. 4v2, they're up 2-1, and Colin there with a great pickup on the Yoru. And then unfortunately, Gecko probably a little caught out there, and Little Ben just cleans him up. So much better round that time from Smite as they continue to kind of handle this team. And again, I know they're down a man, but you know, for being a Div 2 team, they have not personally impressed me too much. So you know, I think it's really interesting to see that even with one-man advantage, that they are hanging in there. Don't get me wrong. I will not discredit them. They are definitely hanging in there and getting some picks. But Smite is playing this perfectly to handle them being up a man as they continue to just play together.
Dropping smoke. Take hold.
And you see a quick
Down
2.
B.
Colin, they're going to use the Clove ult. So essentially, this is a self-revive, but he has to find a kill for him to stay alive. And it looks like he's not going to find it. Going to throw his guns away. Just give them to his team here and let them set up. Maybe a little too hasty to hop that Clove ult, unfortunately. We're going to see here. Looks like we have Lynn holding flank. A little bit on site. And Evan holding hookah. And potentially they're spawning. So Evan does find one at the same time. Little Ben finds one. And then Evan finds the last one. So great round from them. Great round from Evan as we see that 2K right there. So.
Never had a doubt. Let's keep it going.
Still have 2 ults for Blaze. You know, they still have the Yoru and the Neon ult. I would suspect we could see those at any point now. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen them yet, to be honest. But still only the Omen ult for Smite. So, and again, that ult is typically more used for rotation or repositioning. So, it will be really interesting to see how Evan uses his ult, if he does use it. Currently 6-3. Blaze Esports definitely not out of this by any means. But Smite's just being a better team for now. So they're really playing to their advantage again, as we talked about. Looks like we're gonna have a full push A mid here. You know where the Reyna is. They aren't gonna find her. Unfortunately, called out in a Gecko grenade a little bit. They have to slow down this push. Evan sees the peak. Maybe gets a couple of shots on it. Doesn't get the kill though. And there's a Yoru blind that probably got most of Smite. No real kills. Colin getting one, Lynn getting one, and Colin getting another. And actually, Colin had a 3K that round. So great round from Colin as we see him pop off with a 3K. And this potentially getting a little scary for Smite as they're kind of rolling this Blaze Esports team. And that's a good thing. It's never a bad thing, but could potentially put them in a higher division. And obviously, them being a man down isn't great, but you know, could be a much harder season when we start to get towards the regular season. If Smite is going to play against some much harder teams. So, and that's not me saying that I don't believe they can handle it. They do, but it would be really interesting to see how they do against 5 stacks against teams that are all around this range. So, there's double I come out from the opposing Reyna. We have a 5 push long here. Looks like we're just going to run it down. We're going to check our corners, make sure they're not ratting anywhere. We do have some gunfire. Looks like their elbow. You do see the Gecko ult, but luckily it is destroyed, so it doesn't find anyone. Even your kind of pin, and the Reyna ult there.
Spike down B. Catch them.
Unfortunately, Lynn there kind of biffs her throw. Probably going to see it rotate here. They are going to go through teleporter. They need to go quick here. Unfortunately, they don't have Spike. Although Evan, they're probably going to use the Omen ult to get it. And there it is. He finds it. Great use of the Omen ult there. As we talked about, typically used for repositioning and rotating. Also, another use of the ability is getting Spike when you're far away from it. And Evan, they're teleporting up into heaven and just finding someone in the smoke. So, Little Ben and Colin, they're getting a quick 2. They do have the advantage right now, 2v3. They could very easily take this. Yoru there gets a good flash there. Picks up Little Ben. Although Lynn cleans it up, and Lynn there gets the 2K. Good round from Lynn there to really clean up that win.
Last round in the half.
Spend those spreads before we lose them.
All right, looks like Coach Ben is going to do some live impromptu strategy coaching. So it'll be really interesting to see how these different tactics, strategies, whatever you want to call them, how they play out. Personally, as the Rocket League coach and stream producer, I wish Rocket League was a little more tactical. As someone that is a big tactics guy and has played soccer my whole life, but that's besides the point. A quick 2 there, all ready for Smite, and we see a 4-1 push here. So Evan committing to B, using the smokes, using the fake smokes, and the rest of the team here getting a free A site, and they know exactly where he's at because they know where Little Ben just died. Colin there, gonna pick him up. Now we go into the half 9-3. I hate to say 9-3 curse, but we could potentially see it for Blaze. We could also see it for Smite, so really goes either way. Typically 9-3 curse is that once you're down 9-3, you're not coming back and winning, but obviously Blaze is definitely good enough as a team where they can do it, but big still in this showing, Smite has just handled them. So really interesting to see what they do defensively here a little bit. More of the tactics that Coach Ben was working on from a defensive perspective instead of an attacking perspective. So really interesting to see how they set up and what strategies he implements now that they are on defense. So I guess we're going to see the Lin here set up. I don't know too much about Fade, so again, I can't comment too much on her kit. I'm not totally sure what she's going to do here. I would assume that's a grenade or something of some kind that can find enemies, so maybe finds one, maybe whiffs, I'm not sure. Looks like they are A, so we're going to switch them on an A. We're going to find a Little Ben here, taking some shots through the wall. Spike is down, no picks yet though, so we can still play slow. Evan dinked a little bit, but doesn't need to panic here. He's got his whole team with him. Find one. Little Ben isn't going to take the kill though. Evan gets one though. Although they get a quick 3 on us. Now down 2-1. And Lin gets caught out. Just up to Evie here. 3v1. She does get one. She finds the neon sliding in. Can she find the other 2? And Yoru, they're cleaning up the kill.
None of my stuff has malfunctioned yet.
So
Can we celebrate that?
sorry, I just kind of blanked right there. So really interesting to see here. Sorry, it looks like we had a little bit of a rule potential problem, but solved just 0 ammo. So then, unfortunately, in a game like that, that's gonna happen. So again, looks like we're gonna have the 3-2 split here.
Where are you?
Lynn and Colin on B, as we have Evan, Evie, and Little Ben on A. And looks like they are gonna go A again. We're gonna find someone on A. Let's find Evie here.
Get him, wingman.
He's gonna find one. Wingman does get the clap. Little Ben picking up one though. Let's actually find Little Ben. He's been popping off a little bit. He's in a bit of a rat corner here with the Bucky, so he could very easily wait, play patiently here, and get 1 or 2. As long as he lets his teammates know where he's at, they don't need to rush. So Evie there, unfortunately, get picked up with the Guardian. Just at the angle. You do see the Gecko come out, and unfortunately the grenade. Wow, what a push though from Little Ben. Completely egos him. And unfortunately, they're caught out in a 2v1 scenario with the Bucky, but a super aggressive push there from Little Ben. But he knows exactly where he's at, especially with the grenade being thrown. So why not? I mean, with the Bucky, there's not much he can do from that position anyway. So we might as well just try and at least get the 1K. And unfortunately for him, as he got that 1K, his other teammates died and couldn't clean up the 2. So. Looks like having a little fun, having some banter in the chat here, which obviously we'd love to see. Nothing too wrong with having a little bit of friendly banter. So we have the 3-2 split again. Oh my gosh, 3-2 split again. A and B. Can potentially see a switch up from Smite here soon, but for now, tactics holding strong. No info yet on where they're at. So we could potentially see a slow push here from Blaze. And Colin there gets a quick 1. Let's find him. See if he can find another. Evie there gets another. So looks like they were split pushing. Colin continues to be patient.
No peeking.
Colin not rushing, playing very safe. Taking his angles. Making sure he checks corners here. And we are still split 4-2 advantage here. He does find one, but unfortunately can't get the kill. They are on B site there. Let's find Evan, see if he can clean it up. Looks like they're both on B, so Evan's going to have to stall here a little bit. He does find one. He finds the Yor. He knows where the Gecko is, and he finds the Gecko. Great round there from Evan, especially getting the kill while flash. That was great from Evan. Just sensing where the Yor was going to be, especially with the teleport, and he was exactly right. So really great game awareness there from Evan. Looks like Evan and Coach Ben having a little bit of friendly banter as well. Potentially a wrong prediction there on Coach Ben's part. So we're going to watch Evan for this round, see what he does. Again, still having the same 3-2 split. No real shocker here is defense, and if it keeps working, there's no real need to split it up or switch it up. So looks like we're gonna. So this was one of the strategies actually. I can't believe I wasn't focusing on this. That Coach Ben recently implemented was the 3-2 push showers, and looks like we are gonna find a couple. Unfortunately, Lil Ben gets called out, but Evan there gets the quick pick for the trade, and unfortunately Evan there gets picked out. So now we're gonna have to rotate to B or to A. Colin here holding. Now Lynn is with him, so they could play this together. They need to play this together, especially down a man at this point. They're going to use the Lynn abilities to see if they can find anyone. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they do.
She's still
Playing this very
for
slow. No need to rush. We have the Gecko ult there coming out again. They are going to get away from it. And Colin there with a great pick on the Neon. Unfortunately, the Neon not expecting Colin to be up there, and he finds her. Let's see if they push or if they play slow here. Smite very quickly running out of time. They have to get on site here. They're going to find it. They do know where the Gecko is, though. Lynn has to run quick and unfortunately gets caught out. Let's find Colin. Colin is just going to save his gun, save the Vandal, and get out here. And realistically, probably best awareness there from Colin. You know, he knows he's going to lose at that point. There's no real reason unless he's trying to get a pick. But, you know, maybe not super confident in himself right now, or maybe just didn't want to risk it, especially if they're playing together. So just decides to save the gun and go to the next round. So let's take a look at Econ here. Both teams doing fairly well in Econ. Looks like we're doing, looks like we're a little undecided on what we're going to do. We have 2 Buckies coming out. That's never great for comp, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. We do have some intel A, so we are going to see just a quick full push to A. Fortunately, Eevee they're taken out. Let's see if Evan can find them with the Bucky and get the trade. Does find one. Let's see if he can get another. Does get another. Let's see if he can get another. And unfortunately gets caught out finally in the third. But a good 2K from Evan. Lynn there getting a kill. Picks up the Spectre, but there probably are some Vandals around. She does find a Phantom, which is much better. She saw the gun. She knows where he's at. Let's see if she's going to push. And unfortunately can't get her. It is 1v1. And Lil Ben has a Bucky. This is not a great spot for him to be in. Wow, but he gets it though. Probably ego pushes there a little too much, and you know, good like maybe gets a little bailed out with the Bucky and picks up the kill and gets the defuse. So 11-6. This game could end at any point, you know. Especially winning that round. Smite is now much better on money, so they have a little more, little less pressure on them. We are gonna see. Looks like the Bucky go back to Evan. Looks like they are going to do the same split. Coach been doing a little bit of live coaching in game. I think we're not going to commit 2 showers this time, though. They have been doing that a lot to getting the information. I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going to play it back a little bit and wait. Looks like Colin going to fully rotate over to A. We could potentially see the 4 flank here, which is another strategy that I know Coach Ben is working on with. I think they might be A here, so we might actually not see it. Evan, they're going to get fined 1.
Spike down A.
Evan has his ult too. We're in a good position just to decide to jump down. Looks like he's going to go to B. Normal. Looks like the rest of the team might want to do 3 flame, but they decide against it. Time to just kind of hold their position. Brandon's still showing A. Unfortunately, we're kind of undecided here. split up. Let's find Evie. This is a 2v5, so
One
this
enemy
might definitely
remaining.
advantage. Now a 1v5. Evan there catching out the neon. Evie decides to teleport. Finds Evan. Takes some shots at Evan. Doesn't
30
find anybody.
seconds left.
They know where he's at now. Let's see who's gonna run him down. Looks like it's gonna be Evie. Let's find Evie here. Does see the teleport, and there Evan and Evie both shooting at the same person. Evan getting the kill. So very nice play on their part.
Match point.
Party's over. Let's show them out.
And with it being so now we're gonna see this strategy. We're gonna see the 4 flank as we talked about last round a little bit. Essentially what this strategy is so one person's gonna sit A, 4 people are gonna sit 4, and we're gonna run down the B side. And unfortunately they are here. And we're gonna try and get as many trades as we can. And as we see the rotate here, we're just gonna continue to flank. It looks like they're actually not gonna rotate. They're gonna stay at B, maybe thinking that we would rotate. Even they're seeing the fade ability. See if she's gonna find someone. Does decide to swing. Unfortunately, no one there. Maybe they're kind of slow
Spike
playing
planted.
this. Spike is down, probably A. Oh, if they want to do the flank, they have to do it now. Evie flanking by herself. Looks like the rest of the team is going to go back through spawn. Little Ben getting an op kill. Evie there is going to get the flank off. Let's see if she
enemy
does find the
remaining.
Gecko completely caught out. Little Ben there getting the final kill. And that's game, unfortunately, at this point. I mean, a quick 13-6, a domination from Smite that we've kind of grown used to seeing.
Defenders win.
Really a great game. As we continue to see them just play well and play better and better every single game. So really great to see a Smite win there. And yeah. Okay, so now that we're back here, really great game from everybody. They played out of their minds. And realistically, it just shows how good this Smite team is. I mean, again, I know that they were... I know that Blaze was technically down a man, but overall played much better. And we're going to do a little bit of a post-game interview. So let me see if I can't get someone up here real quick from Smite to talk a little bit more about the match. Okay, everybody, we are back. I am here with Evan. How you doing after that match, Evan?
Feeling great after that match. That was amazing.
So talk me through a little bit about some of the strategies that Coach Ben was helping you guys with and that you guys were working on before this match.
A lot of them were a lot more team coordination plays, more like playing for space, really playing together.
Okay. So, and I know Coach Ben was working on some comp things, with team comp. How did trying something a little different feel to you?
I think it went great. I played the person I normally play, so it wasn't really much of a change for me.
And finally, we'll close out here with, obviously, rank-wise, that team probably being a little better than your guys' team. How did it feel to play against people that, are plat, diamond, ascendants, and just, for, the rough way to put it, just kind of steamroll them?
I felt really good, I'll be honest. Beating the higher ranks, it's a bit of an ego boost, I'll say.
Perfect. So, I'll speak for myself, and I think everyone out there. We're excited to see what Smite can do in the future, and we're excited to see how you as a player continue to develop. So, thank you so much for joining me up here. You are free to go, and thank you. All right, looks like we're actually gonna have a second post-game interview here. So, I'll talk about some different stuff. Looks like we're gonna have Lynn come up as well. Okay, hello Lynn, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So talk to me a little bit about your perspective on that match.
It was interesting. They had a really interesting comp, and they were definitely running it down, but they weren't actually being too aggressive for what I thought they would with their comp. And it was actually kind of fun
Perfect.
playing
So
Fade, because I haven't played her in a bit.
yeah, so you talked about the aggressive comp that we saw from Blaze. How did you feel about the comp that you guys were playing? Where you feel like you were able to kind of counter their more aggressive comp?
Yeah, I think that in an actual game, it might be kind of important for us to have a sentinel, because they had a really aggressive comp, but they weren't playing too aggressively, and we were able to keep them off of site. But I feel like if it was a 5v5, it might have been more difficult to be able to hold them off of site in certain situations. But I think the comp was really good, and having the 2 initiators definitely helped us play more aggressive when it was when they were on defenders.
Yeah, so we'll just keep talking about that. Something else that you mentioned, the aggressiveness. Obviously, a little bit more of an aggressive comp for you guys. Do you feel you prefer to play a little bit more aggressively, or would you rather kind of sit back and be a little more patient?
I play aggressive when when I need to play aggressive, and I play defensively when I need to play defensive. So
Okay.
if I'm defending, I'd play defensively. But if I'm playing attack, then I'm aggressive. It's kind of just how I play.
Perfect. And finally here, we'll close it out with, looking at rank-wise, I know that team was a bit higher than all of you guys. So how does it feel to, for the lack of better words, kind of steamroll that team? I mean, I know they were down a man, but still, you guys handled them very well.
I think that it was a challenge for me a little bit, because I haven't played in a couple of days because of schoolwork. But I definitely think that they played really well, and it was a little bit difficult to play against them with their aim and stuff. And they definitely were playing together a lot. But I think that, our team performed really well against them, especially for them being higher level than all of us.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Looks like we have one more post-game interview, so you are free to go and pass the headset off.
All right.
Thank you. All right, and what I believe to be the final post-game interview. Hello, Evie. How are you doing after that match?
Good. I'm feeling good.
That's perfect. So, not really too much different from you. You used to playing Gecko as kind of your main agent.
Yeah.
So, but how did it feel to play in a little bit more of a different comp build with having your teammates with different agents?
I think it went well. I think we all played great as a team. I think we definitely all used our util well. I think it went really well.
Yeah. So it's interesting you bring up playing as a team. You guys played much more as a team that round, or that whole game. Do you think it more so in the comp? Do you think you guys were just maybe going in with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder?
We definitely had a really good plan with that comp, that we were going to definitely go by 2s at least. And we're going to do a lot of 5 pushes, a lot of 4 or 2v3, like 2-3 pushes onto a site. And I think we definitely had that very much planned out well.
Perfect. And so I know, with talking about the different comp, Coach Ben specifically working up a couple strategies for this comp. How did you feel about the different strategies? I mean, we'll talk about like the 4v1 push, the 2 pushing showers most rounds. How did those feel?
I definitely think they played definitely very fast. They definitely pushed on the site. So some of our pushes didn't work as well as we wanted them to work, but we just adjusted to that, and definitely those all helped.
Perfect.
I think they all worked well.
So as the IGL for this match, was there anything specifically that you were noticing, again, being that kind of in-game leader role from the team that maybe you haven't noticed with the different comp or the different strategies?
I think, like I said, it all went really well. Everyone played their parts well. There wasn't anything too much that I had to actually, we need to redo this because this is just not working at all.
Perfect. And finally here, we'll close it out with, obviously, rank being different, having some disparities against you guys. How does it feel to, for the lack of better words, kind of stomp that team even though they were down a man?
It feels definitely really good to be able to get those kills, get those rounds. Definitely gave us a little bit of a boost, but I definitely think it was a very well played out game, and definitely give yourself a little pat on the back for that one.
Yep. Well, perfect. Thank you so much for coming up here and,
yeah, thank you.
and answering some questions. And, well, guys, with all that being said, that is going to do it for us here, Valhalla and Camp Hill, for Thursday Night Valorant. We will see you guys all Monday for some more Fortnite. And as we continue to get closer and closer to fiber optic, we will potentially start to stream these, which I know I'm excited for, and I hope all you guys are excited for too. So with all that being said, thank you from everyone here at Valhalla and Camp Hill, and we will see you guys on Monday. So goodbye, everybody.
Rock the glasses.
All right, sorry about that. We are going to come back with one final post-game interview. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, so sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties, but as we close it out with one final post-game interview with my good friend and good coach, Ben. So,
Go on, everybody.
Coach Ben, talk to me a little bit about that 13-6 win over a Division II team.
Yeah, definitely a very, very good win for the Smite team. If we look at the ranks and we compare statistically, they had the upper hand, they had the advantage on us. Clearly a very experienced team that plays well. They were down a member, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean too much. If you can play well as a team, you can rack up wins, and that's definitely what we saw from Blaze. But the leading of IGL from Evie, the supportive roles from Lynn, and overall aggression and good blockage of utility was just on point tonight, which got us the win.
I agree 100%. It's funny you bring that up. So we saw a much more team focused Smite team tonight. So I know that's something you've been working on. How does that feel to see them play together and really start to put together the ones and twos that you're talking about in practice?
It was awesome to see, especially like you said, we've been working on this for a while, trying to build a team that is so closely bonded together where they're not afraid to talk to each other, interact with one another. They can call out plays, and we just do it. And we spent some time before practice today running some new strategies, which you guys did see in the recording, and they worked out pretty well. Obviously, it was our first time doing some of them, so we got to rough out some of the kinks there. But overall, when we played together and we did it well.
Absolutely. So you bring up the new strategies, right? We also saw a new comp. Talk to me a little bit about, how'd you cook those up? What was the thought process? Or was there any inspiration? Or really, were you just willing to change some things up and maybe take some risks?
Yeah, so kind of a little bit of everything. I had the privilege of going to Hugh Fest this past weekend, and I got to look at a lot of different college teams, kind of speak with some of their coaches, kind of watch a lot of the matches. And, there were some things I liked, and there were some things I didn't like, and some things I understood, and some things I didn't understand coming from those. And so I kind of wanted to take inspiration from a little bit of each game that I saw and kind of cook up a plan with some of them. So I found it really interesting with the 2 smoke comp, and I definitely do understand why teams do run double smokes. It's a great way to fake sites when you're pushing, just overall, just clearing sight, blocking vision as much as possible, setting your team up for the right positioning to where you can get the kill. And we also ran double initiator. So I thought it was really important that we have one initiator that is going to clear, flash, do everything that we can, hold down the spike with our mollies. And then we had another initiator like Fade, which Lynn played really, really well for her first time tonight in the comp. Getting as much intel as possible. The thing about Fade is we're pinpointing the exact location of where they're at. So using the util to kind of see where they're at and how we can approach it as a team together is going to get us a kill and get us a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know being at Hugh as well, seeing some of those things, and obviously those are some things that we kind of cooked up and, I was asking questions and stuff. So really great to see those here. Finally, we'll close it out with, obviously we talked a little bit about it, but as a coach more so, we got some of the players' opinions, but as a coach, how does it feel to lead your team to beat, even though they were down, a rank disadvantage, team 13-6?
Again, a lot of the plays, a lot of the stuff we talk about in class is to prepare this group of kids to compete at a high level. A lot of them are showing really good skills, really good traits that is going to push them to that next level of potentially going to college in the future. Some of the younger kids definitely going to be able to compete in high school. Showing really good teamwork and characteristics, communication, everything that kind of goes into it. So, it feels really good being able to coach them like that and kind of get them prepared for it. And again, as we saw tonight, with the great players, great students, and then a coach to back them up and everything, it makes magic work.
Absolutely. So, Ben, thank you so much for coming up here and kind of closing it out with me. It's the final post-game interview.
Thank you.
That is for sure going to be it this time from us here at Valhalla and Camp Hill. So, again, like I said before, thank you from myself, Coach Ben, and everyone here at Valhalla and Camp Hill. We will see you guys on Monday with some official Week 1 start Fortnite drop duos. So look forward to that. And that's all I have, unless you want to say anything else.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Thank you, guys.
Fire.
Fire.